Come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Yes, queen. Like drops it on him. Oh, cook him.
Hello everyone, today we have some very confusing drama to say the least. So real quick, to give some context, a YouTuber by the name of Saint Tantas made a video called Was Wuthering Waves Sabotaged by Hoyoverse? With the video itself basically being a theory that the voice actors have a similar contract as the content creators. So basically as in the same as the whole Hoyo contract leak, binding them to Hoyoverse. And while this video was actually just speculation, some people actually perceived it as fact due to some of the wording in the video. And then Yu, the voice actor of Sino and Jingyuan, sort of reacted to his video, well, more like a response to Saint Tantas' comment, where he was actually mentioned in. But it was not in an accusatory manner, it was more of a speculation, more of a theory, just like the video itself. Well, then Yu decided to post a 17-minute video ranting about the entire situation because the presentation of the video made it seem like fact to a lot of people despite it being a theory, causing people to come after the VAs. But when you watch the original video, it really depended from person to person whether his video was just a theory or an actual accusation. So then Saint Tantas obviously gets a lot of hate, and in response to that, he makes a video on Yu called Hoyoverse Voice Actors Using Their Platforms to Spread Misinformation, where he goes over the things that he thinks that Yu misinterpreted, spreading misinformation. And as you can see, people really didn't like this video. Not only because he had weak arguments, but also because he circle talked a lot, consistently mentioning the fact that he is a bigger channel than him, with a lot more subscribers than him, a lot more influence than him, etc, etc. Then he shows that he actually commented on Yu's video to clear things up, but he was ignored and blocked on Twitter, and as a result of that, Saint Tantas made this video on Yu. After which Hexius reacts to the video, Muujin reacts to the video, both basically agreeing with Yu all the way. So then Tekton also gave his take on the situation, but he was much more neutral, which basically means the world is ending. But in all seriousness, he just believed the entire situation was a complete misunderstanding, and did actually call Muujin out on missing some points. And as someone that commonly gets misunderstood themselves, gave Saint Tantas the benefit of the doubt. So then Bran Online also decided to react to the video for some reason. Like, I don't know guys, isn't this guy supposed to be the wholesome Genshin guy, you know? Like, I mean guys, it has to be because he finally got tired of calling every Genshin update insane, you know? So now he also wants to be like Tekton, so I guess that's understandable. But the problem with Bran's reaction was that he didn't want to watch Saint Tantas' video earlier, which obviously resulted in a big void of context in the entire reaction. And trust me, if you're reacting to a reaction to a reaction to a reaction to a reaction, you need some context if you actually want your reaction to make any amount of sense. And what does Saint Tantas decide to do? He decides to react to Bran's reaction of his reaction, of Sayu's reaction of the original video. And you can imagine the shitstorm that was that video, which is now deleted because it was that badly structured. No one could even begin to understand the message of that video, so no one's gonna bother watching a 46-minute video filled with circle talk. And both sides had the most Mickey Mouse types of argument, completely missing the entire point of the video in the first place. This entire drama is trash. But while I was reacting to that dog shit video on stream, VXV actually managed to get Saint Tantas on call to clear up the entire situation. So enjoy this semi-podcast video we've got.
Alright, so what the fuck did Bran say? What was the latest update?
So his reaction is, I think you can just tell by his style, it's going to be a lot longer than the original content. So so it's about, I don't even know if it's like an hour and 30, it might be more. He might have been watching it for 2 hours. I had it on like 2x speed, and it was still, you know, like a good part of my morning.
So it was a yap fest.
I'll leave you to get the opinion on that one. I think the main thing for me that got me, you know, that kind of prompted the response video in the first place, right, is the fact that as he's responding, right, to my video on Yu, he's just doing the exact same things that Yu did.
Yeah.
Like he misconstrued my points, you know, originally, right?
Didn't watch your video, right?
Yeah, and then Bran just goes and does the exact same thing. And then on his stream today, he just spends, I don't want to say like half the time, but a good portion of the time trying to justify why he didn't watch it. No, this is like during the react. So he's saying things like, your video should provide me all the context I need to know about everything.
He's got a point.
It's also the fact that the video needs to be, like, I'm not going in and saying that I'm giving a full reaction to the video, right? I'm responding. And so making all these comments on it without having any context at all on the videos, knowing that, I'm not doing like traditional React content, right? It's very clear that I'm not. I think that's kind of like the
Okay,
issue.
just so that we're clear, just so that we're very clear. So, what did Brand say? Just the latest updates, so like we can go from there. Yes, like what is the latest thing he said? Something like that was omitted or not being said here that we ought to know, just so that we can fully open this can of worms and break it down. I mean, knowing
So
you probably know that shit by heart and how he breathes and shit. So,
yeah, okay.
Good
Dude, it was like
point.
it was a lot, okay? It was a lot. The main thing behind it is that I think he's going into it obviously, right, to defend himself and defend his viewpoint.
well,
I'm,
kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, right? I am not the nicest in the video, but I think that's primarily because, right, I'm reading or like I'm listening to what he's actively saying about the whole situation, and he's really, he's coming in with a lot of stuff. And so he's going in, and I find it really interesting that he basically says that, okay, let me just restart back from the very first point, right? One of the first points in the video, Sayu mispronouncing my name.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, right? Him saying his reaction to that, right? Like, dude, what the, like, oh my gosh, right? Like, I hear that and I'm like, yeah, he's implying like something about me, right? Or how I view like, ethnic dialects and stuff like that. And so I'm just viewing this, right? And yeah, he's clearly implying that I'm racist. because I mentioned
Wait.
I don't think so. No.
with his reaction like that. And
So
shouldn't,
Brand is calling Saint racist.
No, no,
I'm not
no.
saying he said that. I'm saying that the way that he worded his response, where he's like, dude, what the hell? When I said that, is kind of like
You
adding
did
so much, like,
imply
shock.
that what's his name? Alejandro is racist. You did imply that.
I said that he's using like
No,
a
I mean
voice he doesn't
it
use
was
in-
slick, but it was there.
He's using a voice he doesn't use in his regular content, right? You can tell in the rest of the video he does not use any ethnic dialect at all, right? Like he doesn't say anything else with an accent, and then he says it just for my name. Like, I don't know, man. Like that's the way that I view it, right? And for Brand to like kind of just go in, right, and just be like, I guess like completely defending him when it's clear that like, yeah, you don't butcher a person's name like that and just throw in whatever dialect you want. Like, unless you're trying to like say something, right? Or trying to make a point, right?
I think for me personally, like the race card being played was you. Like that's when race became a thing. I think for me personally, like okay, say I'm mad at you. I'm gonna call you I'm not gonna read the full name, by the way. Let me get that out of the way. I'm gonna call it Saint Fuckery or Saint Chichonis or some shit. Like that's what I'm gonna call you. Like that's as far as I go. Like that's just, I mean, I would say like that's just a big nitpick that has severe consequences. Like, can you at least admit that that was a little unnecessary?
I think it was
It pretty dark.
unnecessary.
I mean, it just shifts an argument from something that can like just admit that you're wrong to you might get canceled.
a lot of comments from Brand's community that were literally calling me racist because of what he said.
So they're calling you racist.
They were
Because
calling me
of-
racist in the comments. I
You.
have a couple of them that I can like show from like the approval only mode. But yeah, there's a fair number of them just calling me racist for calling out what Sayu was saying with my name.
Okay, so the fans are calling Sayu racist or you.
No, they're calling me racist.
Okay, so they're calling you racist. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can admit that that was an unnecessary jab that now got you in a bit of trouble. I guess we can agree to that much at least.
I think I didn't get any of those comments until Brand's reaction video.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the shit is definitely flying out of proportion, man.
Yeah, so I'm saying that I think the way that he's wording his response and like, that level of like shock and that escalation from a comment like that is what's prompting people to go onto my videos and call me racist. If that didn't happen from the other two reaction videos, then I'm just thinking, oh, it only happens after Brand's. I look at or I listen to what Brand is saying, right? And it's sort of just like, okay, like I can see why people are doing that after your video. And so that's why I said, yeah, you're implying it because that's what your fan base is doing on my videos. Like, I'm really not sure what else to like think from that, right? Like, why is your community-
Same. So you got to work with us here. That was an unnecessary thing to point out. Can we at least agree to that much?
Yeah.
That was way unnecessary and like way beyond the point. Something that no one would have noticed or no one would have cared about if you just didn't paint it and try to paint it as a racist jab.
I don't think I tried to paint it as a racist jab.
Well, that's how people got it. So unfortunately, even if your intentions were pure, yeah, kind of like the theory too. I mean, you just theorize shit, and look where we are right now. I mean, I think you should be an expert at people taking shit way out of context and not actually understanding that it's just a theory and you're just speculating shit to, oh, this is fact. I guess you should be an expert by now of people not really understanding, what you're trying to convey, and just drawing out conclusions.
Yeah, I mean, the entire situation, right, is, I think, just from either misunderstanding or points, or like getting a bit of information and then going somewhere with that.
So you just won't admit to it, basically. You won't admit that it's unnecessary.
I am saying that
Yeah, because like you're not saying it out loud. You're just saying it in a.
I regret those comments because I think they took away.
There we go.
From
See,
the
now we're
actual
getting
points.
somewhere.
I think they took away from the actual points I was trying to make because
Yeah.
I think the fact that we're discussing this part, right, means that it
Yeah.
is taking away from the actual points. I'm trying to make.
100%.
Yeah, that's what made it so unwatchable.
This is not what we're trying to talk about.
That's fair, right? This is
That's what I was saying. If you watch my reaction, like it came down to such a Mickey Mouse argument in the first 14 minutes of the video. Like it was so shittily set up. No one is gonna watch for that long, in my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is, but I wouldn't watch a video like that for further, at least. Like the first 5 minutes of a video, okay, those determine my general feel of how the rest of the video is gonna go.
A classic content creator lesson. The first minutes of the video. I mean, just look at you guys' watch times. Like the first minutes of the videos are king, like in key. Like you gotta get on point.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's, I think the focus for me, right, was the main point of feedback from Bran, right, is that I'm omitting context, that I'm not providing enough, like, background detail, and that's why he's not fully understanding things. That's basically what I heard for a good majority of his
So
reaction.
what happens is, to me personally, understand his confusion, because what you're doing, you remember the other day I called you Genji from Overwatch? That's you're deflecting mad hard. Like it can be so confusing and so chaotic that, okay, like what is this? Even I was called because Archineki and the chat, like there's a lot of confusion because the thing is blowing out way out of proportion that we're not even staying on the main fucking point. Are the VAs being shills? That's the main thing. That's the main point. How the fuck are we talking about race now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck is this Omega sandwich?
Yeah, I think what I should have done is, if I was going to make that point, put a couple of pictures of the comments that I had received that were, literally just saying that. So if I was going to make that, looking back on it now, it's diluting the point. So.
Okay, look, I understand you're emotional and you're angry, and I'm pretty sure even more so now because of Bran and everything. So it's easy to feel that, you're surrounded. Maybe the bigger guys are coming after you. I did talk to you about the, like don't play the bigger than me card, etc. Like sometimes even as a weak or smaller individual, if you fuck up, you fuck. If you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. Like there's nothing bullying or power or someone being above you change that doesn't change anything. That's just a victim card. It's like people like different race, like they play the race card, like women play the women card, etc. Like it can take many forms, but the fact remains that if you're wrong, you're wrong. Like playing those cards don't change much.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree with that completely.
So at least like as long as we like admit to that, and like you can also admit that there are certain things and elements that because of your, I guess we could call it, I would call it chaotic. I wouldn't call it like too emotional. I do feel like you are a down-to-earth person and pretty, smart, that unfortunately you're doing it for devious and nefarious acts. Unfortunately. Like we see you, but I said that to you before and I'll say it again. You're quite the smartass, man. I'll admit that much. Like you're pretty smart. You really are smart.
I'll take a compliment. Thank you.
That is a compliment. I'm literally complimenting you right now. But like for me personally, it's such a shame because like the things you can do are absurd. Like the potential in you is insane. So like, why not just work with the elements we have and try to find a solution rather than a victory? Because what you want is to win. I understand that. And I understand the beauty of winning an argument. It's like, so delicious. But at what cost?
Yeah, and I'm not going to stand here and, blame my lack of experience for anything. There's things I could have done better, right? You know, the whole idea of, you know, the disclaimer in the description, I think I put that in like very close to like when the video was uploaded, like when it only had like a couple like 100 views, and then, you know, it's been in there ever since, right? So that was my third video ever, and so for me to like re-upload and like redo and do all that stuff, I was just like, oh, like I think only like bigger creators are able to do stuff like that, and so I'll do my due diligence here, put all the stuff in, and if people aren't reading that, I'm not really sure what to say about it, right? It's like, it's there. I even moved it up like multiple lines several times so that it's
chat,
easier for people to
type
read.
1 if you read descriptions and care about descriptions. Type 2 if you're like, descriptions, what are those?
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is there's a reason why people die from eating like things that are hazardous every year, because they don't read the disclaimer on.
Bro, people don't read. That's not a secret to the planet. People just don't read shit.
I'm just saying, I don't know why I'm being held to
You're
a
learning
higher
that the hard
accountability
way.
level
Seriously,
than like
you are learning it the
multinational
hard
corporations.
way.
I'm just saying, I don't know why I'm being held more accountable than like multinational corporations. That, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever heard a radio commercial
Brother, man.
when they talk through the disclaimer?
Yo, like, oh, it's so fast.
That's what I'm saying, right?
It's
like,
so
why am I
fast.
being held to a higher standard?
What?
than
What?
the
Here, let me
corporations
give it a shot.
with
Let me give it a shot.
billions of dollars?
This actually could give you cancer. Just click cancer. No. Please. That's it. That was it. That was a disclaimer.
Yeah, so it's just like, these guys are, you know, obviously nobody's catching any of that, right? Like, they literally on the medicines that they're describing say that like this could cause like immediate death or some shit, right?
Yep.
And like, there's like, all I'm saying is like these multinational billion-dollar corporations are doing less than what I was, right? And I'm being held to a higher standard.
Well,
and so
bro.
Because you're an individual.
Yeah, exactly. You're not an entity. You're just
but
some
it's
guy
like
on the internet.
The liability for these companies is way higher, right? Like, they can actually, like, people can actually die from this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and they get away with it.
They're being held to a lower standard than me. That's what I'm saying.
They're not being held to a lower standard. The problem is, no one can do anything about it. They're such a monopoly. The law system doesn't prevent them from doing it, and that's why it's a problem. Well, when it comes to drama between individuals, it's not the same thing. That's the problem people have.
I mean, I agree with that. But it's also just like, still, like, am I supposed to be doing more than what's legal? And it's also like, I would have put it in the video.
No, look,
if
man. No one is blaming you for your mistake. That's not what we're doing. Like, my goal here is to at least show people that you are an individual that can actually sit back and admit when he's wrong, because people don't like douchebags.
Yeah, no. If I could have put a disclaimer in the video, I would have.
No, like no. Okay, bro, just work with me here. Okay, so this thing is now bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than a lot of people. It's affecting people. It's getting people upset. People are pissed, right? People are coming after you now. They're calling you racist. Okay, this is way off handle, right? So like when shit gets derailed, you kind of like wanna, you know, hold firm the fucking wheels and, you know, guide it properly. So for me, the best way to go about it is not to keep deflecting things. Admit when there are certain wrongs, work with them, work with the parties in hand, and move from there. But the parties don't owe you that you know, they're not like they have to work with you. Like,
Agreed.
Yeah, just take it like a champ, take it on the chin, and just keep walking. It's a fun theory, it's fun in games in the end of the day, and that's it. Just keep it moving. Or I would suggest personally, I don't know how you'd feel about that, like, it's a fun theory that unfortunately fun becomes serious harm. Just like kids, they just be playing, they're just having fun, until you start to hear something crying and blood is in the floor and something bad happened, God forbid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this has escalated beyond
Big time.
what I could imagine. Yeah.
I did tell you that before, and I still stand by it. And you'll notice, like, hopefully you can now see a little bit that maybe there's some wisdom in that. It's like, yeah, okay, maybe I should just like take certain responsibilities and accountabilities for certain shit, say what it is to say, admit that it was a theory that just did more harm than entertainment, and just keep it moving. You're a smart individual. I do believe you'll make a good content creator. I don't think the only thing that can like stop you right now is you. And by you, I mean your smart assery, to be specific.
Fair. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Wait, that's it? That's all you're gonna...
That's all I have to personally say. Do you have something to say? Am I supposed to force his ass into making that shit and apologize and shit? Like,
No.
I'm gonna tell him what's up.
I was wondering, what do you plan on doing going forward?
I think honestly, it's not entirely certain for me, right? I think it's just having this sort of repeated structure to how my content is getting approached by so many CCs is sort of just like, is this like genuinely like what I can expect moving forward? Like that's what I'm thinking, right? And
No,
it's also
no,
just
that's
like
not
these
what you
guys are
should
just like they're reading or they're not watching the video, right? They're creating content that is like extremely extrapolated, and I'm kind of just like, yo, is this just like okay? Like you can just
Okay,
do this?
bro, did you watch Hex Juice's reaction to the video?
I did, yeah.
Did that not remind you of a certain individual that's talking to you right now's response to the video he's been seeing too? And his chat, hundreds of people, me and Hex, even the people that were watching with us, all had the same reaction to the video.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people, they may have seen, did you see Sayu's video first before my video?
I saw your reaction to Sayu. So like, I didn't really understand. So I was like, well, hold on now. I do need some context here. So I went, watched the original, watched your reaction, and then watched his full reaction. That was the order in which I've seen things.
Oh gosh, okay. That's...
Hey, man, and you'll notice I tried talking to you. I didn't upload or did anything. I tried talking to you privately, try to make sure everything is clear, and then I can do it. Because I can see the misunderstanding that's happening.
By the way,
Yeah, I think-
why did you not come on stream 2bxv?
Because it was pissed.
I was like reading a bit of, I was like listening to a bit of V's reaction. I was just like, dude, fuck this guy. And then,
Okay, good to be honest. Good to be honest, to be honest.
doing the exact same shit. I was like, who is this guy?
Hey, a
Like,
lot of people are
literally,
saying that nowadays, man. I don't know why.
B, let's not fucking play. You were reacting to my content and making some comments without watching the video.
No, okay, okay.
For a little bit, right?
No, my issue was okay. So basically, I have like technically kind of like two modes, so to speak. When someone is being too smart, it's like we don't see him. It's like I can feel like I'm an idiot. So like I try to kind of like fight back in a way. I'm kind of like a little aggro. But then when I recenter, I'm myself. It's like, stop treating me like I'm a fucking jackass, man. We see you.
No, that's fair, man.
That's
And
basically
what I'm
it.
saying is that that's kind of like my reaction to viewing Sayu's content, right? That's my initial reaction to viewing Brand's content, right? I'm just like, dude, these guys are saying so much stuff without context. Guys, let's look at the title of Sayu's video, right? Stop lying in my name. Like, the immediate implication of that is that I'm just a liar, right? And it's in his video title. It's just like you immediately have an impression regardless as you go into any reaction, any content, because it says like stuff about like an NDA, right? My original video doesn't mention NDAs and it's in his thumbnail. There is not an NDA mentioned
it
once.
does involve NDAs, though. I mean, it's not inaccurate.
I know, but it's like he didn't watch the video, so it's like, what is he putting in the thumbnail?
Well, hey, man, that
You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
I said that before, and I'll say it again. I don't give a fuck. That's YouTubing, okay? Hey, Alejandro, if you're watching this, keep it up.
Nah, he's not. We're too small to be watching this. I didn't know him from Dragon Ball though.
Yo, chat, clip this shit for him, man.
It's good YouTubing. It's good YouTubing, right? And you said the same thing about my video.
Yeah.
You said the same thing about my video. It's good
I
YouTubing.
still stand by that. That's you doing good YouTubing too. The problem, I learned this the hard way. The bad clickbaiting and stuff, that's one thing, sure. But the content of the video itself has to also be accurate. A lot of people think content creators is smooth sailing, but it's not. Like, it really isn't.
I think a big thing about that is I don't know if you all saw Tectone's reaction to Mujin's video, but he breaks it down really, really well, right?
Yeah.
Kind of just walks over a hypothetical that I clearly state that sets up the rest of the discussion, right? And
Yeah.
let's be honest, Mujin
I
is a
caught
very
that. I caught that. But like the rest of the video is you speaking as it's fact.
I know, right? But that's with the hypothetical, a huge hypothetical, right? That I spend a lot of time like saying, right? Like that's a sentence I could say very fast, right? And I word it like a question, like very inquisitive. I don't think anybody can deny that. And then the rest after that huge question, right? That's a huge hypothesis, right? After that, then I get into the framing of a situation where that occurs, where that would make sense, based off of actual facts that exist. And so for Mujin to like go ahead and just talk about, read my comment directly, right?
only focus on the fourth paragraph, talk about the hypotheticals, highlight that point, and then omit the most important one in the video that makes all the other ones make sense. Tectone saw that. He saw that and he was just like, yeah, this is like, come on, man. And he's like, he even talks about how he's friends with Mugen. But I'm saying Mugen has a big audience, right? They see that. They see how he's framing the message. It is manipulative.
Wait,
And
so no,
they roll with
well,
it.
hold on. Okay, we got to talk about this, man. And I mean this with the utmost respect. Stop trying to say someone that misunderstands some shit is being manipulative. That is a bad look. I don't know about you guys, but it really irritates me when you just say that like that. Like, I know Mugen, and he is anything but manipulative. You saying that about bro is not cool. It's not manipulative.
I'm
It's
pretty
someone
sure, bro.
who just didn't get all the facts, and that's it. Being manipulative is something way else, and that's pretty big. It's a big statement, man. Like, see also how something like this, because you did say this shit multiple times, where you just come after someone's braid, like you're coming after their personality, who they are. That's bad.
I think this is in direct response to Bran. He's saying I need help. He says I need help multiple times in his video.
It's not like you need help. You just need a little bit of guidance, which is what I'm personally trying to do. That's it. That's why I told you what I told you at first, just so that at least we establish good basis and go from there. Because you remember the other day, I think we talked for like, what, 2 hours or something?
Yeah, we did talk for a while. I don't know the exact time, but yeah, we did.
There was a lot of back and forth, and it didn't take me too long to understand, because you gotta understand, you're a smartass. My best friend is a smarter ass. And that's like my best fucking friends. Like I'm OG when it comes to like people that are pretty intelligent into getting their way and winning, especially winners. Especially I don't call you like winners as in like you've already won in life, but like winners as in like you guys are just thirsty for dubs. Like y'all just live for dubs, especially when there's like some form of back and forth and a clash. It's going to be physical, argumentative, whatever the form is. Y'all gotta win. Like you gotta get a hardcore win. So it's like, bro, at what cost? Like I keep telling you that much, but like it's like at what fucking cost?
It's sometimes you do make decisions, right, when you feel wronged. And I think for me, I feel wronged on a lot of sides. And I think having consecutive releases, right? I think it was Hex Juice, then Mugen, then Bran. And then just seeing all of this, and I'm just like, yeah, like there is not a honest portrayal in a lot of this content.
No, I would say it's just more angry and no benefit of the doubt, and you feel like no one is like extending any form of attempt of understanding.
That is a nice way of saying it. Everyone is just farming drama, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm kind of just like,
Genuinely.
when I hear parroted points like this guy is just lying, or this guy is spreading misinformation, this guy's just lying, I'm like, where?
Well,
and then it's just said
It's
over
not,
and
it
over.
can't be a lie if it's a theory. I mean, how the fuck is a theory a lie? I mean, obviously it's just speculative.
That's what I'm saying, right? And then
I know.
they practice speculation on their own the entire time in their reacts, and then they call me a liar. They call me a liar for doing the same thing. And so I'm
Okay,
kind
so
of just like,
there it is. The problem is, by the end of the video, it sounds like fact. This is where everything starts. Can we all admit that that is fucking ground zero to this shit show we have going on right now?
people perceived it as fact.
Bro, yes!
That's yeah, no, that's
Oh,
literally what
boy.
happened. People perceived it as
Yes,
fact.
that's
When
why
it's-
we're here. Like, can we
when I-
admit that? Can we admit as much?
Everyone here is an idiot.
I think that's
Not like
that is-
everybody
that
here is an
that
idiot.
something
It's
I
more
will
so
I will
like-
100% like say is going on. Yeah, that is people are
Okay,
perceiving
so
it
the
as
goal
fact.
for me here is like blame shouldn't matter. We're not gonna call it like everybody's an idiot, but Saint didn't portray that shit in the end well. People flew off the handle a little bit when it comes to their reaction to the thing, and could have de-escalated things better maybe. But unfortunately, because of how big this shit was, it was pretty tough. Because we had people that thought you were coming after people's jobs. We had people thinking you're racist. It's a whole shit show. So pretty tough. Pretty tough.
Yeah, and I think the main escalation point, right, is Sayu makes a tweet. I think Sayu's. I'm not blaming Alejandro Sayu for making his tweet. Clearly, it's something that he needed to do, right? Because of the questions that he was getting. But I will say that his tweet is what escalated things on my end.
because then the response
Yeah,
gets linked,
that
and
is
then
the
everybody
one
is
that
coming to
came
my
from
channel.
the zero, 100%. Yes.
Yeah. So everything's coming to my channel, right? People are spamming, Sob cooked you, you're a clown, blah blah blah, whatever, right? I start deleting a lot of like the comments that are all saying the exact same thing, right? I start blocking people that are all saying the exact same thing. Keeps going. So when his entire community is like commenting and mentioning his name, right? I don't think it was unreasonable of me at all to bring his name into the conversation because everybody's saying it in the section, right? And so I'm doing that. And then I just get all of this response, or basically he's just saying that I'm going at him first, I'm putting his name into things, I'm calling him out. And I'm like, no, brother man, this is your community. This is your fans. They're doing this. They're asking me questions. And so I answer them. And then you're getting, like, you're reacting like I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be honest. He's framing the situation like I'm going at him. That I'm trying to, like, take him down. That
I think that
for
was the
some
fans
reason-
that made it seem like that, and it went from there.
I know, right? But this is what I meant by doing your due diligence and just like verifying that that's the case before making a 17-minute video, just telling everybody that I'm doing that.
Okay, so unfortunately, saying I see what you're trying to do here is just that because like the start was you, like people aren't really forced to do that. It's like you can say I'm sorry, but like you shouldn't expect a sorry back most of the time. That's typically
Yeah.
how apologies typically go.
Yeah, and
So
I
like,
would have been.
I see what you're trying to say, and sure, why not? In a perfect world, sure, why not? But let's face it, that's not gonna happen, nor should it happen, right? Like it is what it is. Like we just keep it moving.
Yeah, exactly, right? And if Sayu had reached out to me, right, and then just messaged some stuff and been like, hey, whatever, completely open to a conversation, right? I don't know if you saw my comment that I left on his video. I don't think I'm being rude at all there, right? I make that several hours before I post my response. Like, I make that comment. I think it's worded very fairly. I call him out on a couple of things that I think were unfair. I compliment him as well, right? I'm not trying to pick a fight at all. And
Now,
fact
the moment you made a response, you let your emotions get the better of you, and here we are again.
when his response is filled with emotion and basically completely misrepresents everything about the situation, and he blocks me afterwards, so there's no possibility to explain anything and explain how he's, basically how he misconstrued the situation, I'm just like, okay, like he basically makes a huge accusation against me and then cuts off all communication. Like you said before, right? It's the phone drop. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're doing this sort of basically just like
Well, it's not a
slam
phone drop; it's a
dunk-
mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop. Well, I mean, mics are on phones nowadays. But anyways, so it's just like he does like that whole like yes, queen, like drops it on me oh, cook him. I'm just like, dude, like, how are you doing that without full context? And then you're just sending everybody after me afterwards.
Okay. Just so that we're clear, man. Just so that you don't, you can't like to stop hiding behind that one. He had the context he needed because he did tackle the main point where that's why we're all here. That was the main point. That was the main context. He had it. He talked about it, and yeah. If he
No,
didn't,
I think-
trust
I
me,
think
people would call him out on it. I would call him out on it. He did. He did. We all got the information about, and we got the response to your theory. That's it. We all watched your theory, and we was like, "Ooh, shit! He might be onto something here. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, it doesn't make sense because they're the same departments, but hey, you never know. I mean, everything's possible on this planet." And he answered that as someone who is a professional in that fucking field that has years of experience in that fucking field, even as a bigger name that has like a lot. So yeah, like that's ultimately what mattered. The streets got that. We all heard that. That's all that matters to us. That's it.
That is correct, yeah.
Hey, my man. There you go.
I'm not going to deny how you guys felt about something. That's ridiculous.
My man. No, but
I'm not going to say you didn't feel something. That's absurd.
Can you not see how hundreds, if not thousands, of people can see that? Like, put yourself in our shoes.
Yeah, no, and that's fair, right? That's why I made edits to the video title, right, to clearly indicate that it's a question. So I'm not out here actively going out and like going after people. I am responding after people make content about me. I'm doing things in response to people.
Okay, so you are being responsive and like you're not an initiator. You're just a
I do not think I am an initiator at all.
Yeah, oh, no.
Everything
Okay,
I've done
look.
has been in response to people.
No, okay, so you're not an initiator on purpose, but you are. The point zero is the last part of the original video. We just agreed to that. So even though it was not on purpose, you are. The last part of it where it sounded like fucking fact is why people are now pissed off because people unfortunately they got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
That technically that's on you because of the presentation of it all. If I taste something and it doesn't taste that good, you're not gonna tell me we'll change your taste buds or something,
Yeah.
right? We're blaming the chef.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to deny how you guys feel.
Yeah. So my point
Right.
here is you should apologize for misrepresenting and take accountability in public to people. Is amen. Yeah, okay, maybe I thought people would like run, keep it in mind. Like maybe I cooked too hard there. Like I burnt the whole kitchen. My bad. And that's it. Like I will try and do better and make sure all my points are always clear and always have some form of, a little ping or remembers. Like don't forget, allegedly. Like people keep saying that allegedly a lot. They do that to just remind people that, hey, I'm not talking as facts. Just take the slide. Just take the hit. Just take the hit. It's okay. It's okay. We all make mistakes. We all do. But what could have and would have, hindsight is 2020 in these situations. It's like, okay, you were a human being. To me, you were a human fucking being. You responded emotionally. Imagine if humans having emotions. Imagine
Yep,
people.
yeah. That's a
Imagine
good line, man.
people
That's a good line.
getting angry.
It's a good line.
Like bro, this happens a lot. Oh, he's angry. Oh, he's this. Oh, she's a woman. That's what. Bro, what? Can't humans be humans? Even cats cry. Even dogs cry. Like, what the fuck? Having all this information, what do you think is the next best course of action? Considering everything.
I mean, I think it's definitely addressing the whole situation, right? And just being like, I think it's just being genuinely honest about how I feel, why I reacted to things, and how I'm viewing the situation. And then I'm taking full accountability for the fact that
Hey, my man, now you're talking.
There's no clear disclaimer and stuff, right, in the contents of the video, right? I will not take accountability for the fact though that I'm not doing anything about it and that I'm like willfully letting rumors spread and like attacking VAs. I'm not gonna take accountability for that because I'm gonna say that I'm doing everything in my power to
Okay, just look. When people are need a sheep like as a sacrifice, when people need to scapegoat someone,
the black lamb.
yeah, you're gonna be the black lamb all the way. Like you can try to be the brown lamb. Yeah, just be black, dude. It's good to be black. Did you not know? Black don't crack.
At the end of the day, right? I'm not entering into these conversations. I'm not trying to go after people, attack people, make people feel bad, anything like that. And I'm sorry that was the result of things that happened. Looking back on things, right? There's a lot of things that I wish I could have done differently, right? And the fact that some of those tools weren't available to me is, something that's really unfortunate. I do think, though, that there is an opinion, though, that has been, I think, in a lot of senses, manufactured off of incomplete information, right? And that's where
I wouldn't call it incomplete. I would call it misinterpreted information.
Yeah. And there's a lot of reasons why things get misinterpreted. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it's misinterpreted information that I think created a narrative that I felt needed a response. And I think that when that response was given, and then further responses, that basic, redo like the same exact things that led to this understanding in the first place, and then it's just done again. That was something that I found, just very upsetting, right? And it's definitely something to look back on, definitely something to learn from, right? And I think like one of your chatters is saying, right? Shit happens. I think that my reaction to his community was something that I definitely could have done a lot better, right? This was kind of like the first time.
There it is. See, I really wanted you to hear that. There you go.
Yeah, so this is like the first time, right, that I had basically gotten like that much negative attention, right? And when I viewed like the response, right, when I viewed like what was causing it, I was just like, this feels really unwarranted. And so when you know, I'll quote myself, right? You get defensive when you feel threatened, right? And I got defensive. I'm not gonna say that I didn't get defensive, right? Like, hey, like I think a lot of other people, you know, put yourself in my shoes, right? Like you get
Yeah,
a video
we're
that
not
comes.
faulting you for feeling like that. You are human.
Yeah, right. And so you get like a direct link. You get your post on our Gotcha Gaming. You get a lot of comments, right? I'm not gonna say that like the
Gotcha
comments
Gaming.
affected me. I was just like, yeah, like okay.
Imagine taking that dog shit subreddit seriously, filled with the biggest fucking
They're coming
retards
after
in
me,
all of the
man.
fucking.
I didn't even do nothing.
I would talk about the big role that they played in like making this blow up.
Oh yeah,
Because
dude.
the
I'm
moderators
getting-
just left that post. It literally just says like, "Let's cook this guy" in the comments.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, their mods are fucking retarded.
I was just like, "Are you like they just left this up for 13 hours?
Yeah.
Like this should be like bannable, bro. Like what is this?
Their mods are
Like
shit.
this is one of the most high traffic subreddits on the website, and you're just leaving this up for 13 hours. It's literally just a call to attack my channel, and you're leaving it up for that long. And so, you know, I think part of it, based off of that, right, is I might be partially blaming Sayu's community for what's going on in our Gotcha Gaming, right? But like people are saying, right, I can't know. All I know is that there are direct links to my video coming from these two sources, and they're all saying very similar things. So I'm like, okay, like I can't know where it's coming from, but I do see fans of Sayu in the comments as well on the R Gotcha Gaming site. So I'm just like, okay, like clearly there's like an overlap. You know, maybe the Venn diagram is I'm not gonna say it's a circle, but you know, might be getting close to that. Now I feel like I'm getting all these comments and stuff. I don't really know where they're coming from, and I make a response to it, right? That clearly can be worded better. I edited it a few times because I want to fix the wording. Don't know why that's being necessarily held against me. Like they just mentioned edited comment like it's some sin. And
because it could have been anything. So
I know, but if you like, clearly there have been people that have been taking tracks of the edits, right? There's a photo. you all know how I got the original photo that I used in my response video to Sayu?
how?
I got that from our Gotcha Gaming. So they had the very first iteration, right? And I'm just like, awesome. Like they've got like a log for me that I can use.
Yeah, they're the kings of
that, like, this is my
screenshots,
original
dude.
Message. It's a lot of misinterpretation, a lot of, you know, like frantic. I don't want to say like frantic, but a lot of like not the most favorable reactions to not so great things happening to me. Combine that with the fact that, you know, I don't have like a great strategy that I've mastered yet to navigate these sort of things. And, you know, there's better.
Just start calling me, man. Call me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I warned you about this. Like you're just tripling down on it. It's like it's gonna just backfire on you. And look at what Arjaneki and people are saying now. It's like why do that? You could just de-escalate the situation. Like I told you multiple times in our call, man. I mean that shit lasted 2 hours. I'm pretty sure I told you at least 5 times.
The way that I was viewing it, right, is I'm ready on the path to de-escalate, right? And then I get 3 videos made about me in like I think it's like 3 videos in 3 days,
That's
right?
actually more of a dude. That's more of a reason to de-escalate. It's like, okay, these guys are going crazy. I gotta let's all calm down. All right. Can we
Yeah,
all
but-
calm down?
Yeah, we're not a tech zone here. We can't fucking respond to 9 people at once, you know.
I was like, I watched their content though, right? And I'm like, there is not a faithful representation of many things here, right? They're kind of doing the same thing that got me into this that got us into this situation in the first place. They're kind of
See, you
doing it
want
again.
people to do things, but you're not willing to do things. See, that's the problem also.
What if I'm not meaning this like in an accusatory way. Sorry if it sounded like that, but where like I feel like I have been doing a lot though, right?
I'm gonna tell you something that I hate saying. I hate saying this, but I'm gonna have to tell it to you. Some tough love, man. It's not enough, man. Like a lot of times, man, we believe that we are doing so much and it's so tough and like we're working hard, etc. But like, yeah, it's not enough. Obviously, the results ain't there, so gotta change strategy, gotta do things different. Like if your views aren't up, etc. You know how it would be. It's like you kind of like want to sit down and think different, try different things, etc. You know how it be. This girl's not responding. We gotta try different things.
Yeah, I mean, first I want to say thank you guys for your honesty. Thank you guys for listening to my points. Thank you guys for, you know, I think getting as much information as you could heading into this, and, you know, giving as much of an, I think giving as much of an unbiased opinion. as you could have throughout this. So hopefully, I haven't portrayed myself as too smart of an ass or like too much of an asshole or somebody. That's like,
I'll leave it a smart ass, man.
yeah, yeah. That's somebody that's like trying to do like very malicious things. That's not my intent at all in whatever I do. Anything I do.
If it was, I wouldn't be here. Trust me.
Yeah. So I mean, and I'm a person that felt like they were under attack, and I responded accordingly. And there
most
are
importantly,
definitely
you felt bullied, and it was unfair.
yeah, bullied and
'Cause
unfair.
you thought
I'm
you
not-
did no wrong, and you just couldn't see the wrong in what you did. So
this is probably not the case, right? But the way that I feel, right, is that like people are believing everything he's saying at first at face value, right? And then I'm over here like knowing for sure that those things are not true. And then to hear those points repeatedly said over and over again by people that are refusing to get context and refusing to watch videos, for me was one of the most frustrating experiences I've ever had. An emotional response, right? It's clear that it's an emotional response. I am going ahead and I'm poking fun at him, right? I'm making jokes about him, right? Because to me, it felt justified at the time, right? Because this guy's going in and doing the exact same things that I criticized somebody else for because it led to misunderstandings about me. And I see somebody doing it again, and then I also see them, justifying why they're doing it even further, right? And I'm kind of just like, all right, man, like, clearly we both don't want to admit we're wrong, but like, you're actually false. Like, you're literally saying things that aren't true.
I love how you just said we both don't want to admit we're wrong.
Right? But like, I know for sure I'm right, right? And you're just saying, you're making hour-long reaction videos, like, saying I'm not. And it's like, I know the truth, man. Like, I've been here the whole time, bro. Like, you're coming in, you're admitting in the first 30 seconds you don't have context. And then you're saying I'm wrong. I'm just like, bro, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? That's just the raw, unfiltered feeling, right? And I'm just like, dude, you made 54 minutes on 2 videos, right? That you admit to not watching before. And it's a lot of the things that he was saying, right? That his chat is saying on my channel now, right? Is things that are not true and that he would probably not have said had he gotten more context. So
Yeah, obviously.
I think for me, it's just like, hopefully that stops. I don't know if it will. I think maybe it's just
Well,
like,
I do feel like with a proper response and everything, it can just de-escalate everything. And most importantly, we hope that the creators that see this and like the people that come after you and everything, like they can at least understand now that you're as human as everybody else, etc. And and bullying is wrong no matter what. So
yeah. And then, it feels like,
sometimes it is good, but most of the times it isn't. Hey guys, I gotta run. I appreciate you guys. I'm glad we could finally have this cool-headed talk. Sans, I always knew like deep down you're like quite the smart individual, misguided by anger and stuff. So hopefully people can also see that now.
Nah, you're just saying that in retrospect, we all know that.
and
Bitch, he thought. Yeah, okay, hey, Sans, if I said anything that isn't there, just debunk that shit right now.
yeah, so everybody's human. I did have a reaction that is, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is,
It is what it is.
What it is.
It was fun, man. I mean, I'm happy we were able to fucking solve the situation instead of reacting like these other content
Same,
creators,
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
same.
no,
It's-
And
thank you guys.
Just do everything you just said. Make a video, accountability, all that stuff. Try not to deflect. Don't
Try not to make a reaction to a reaction to a reaction, It's just like, no one's gonna get it. Like, it's confusing as shit. Okay?
Yeah.
Just don't do it, man, in the future.
I agree.
The only one that can do it is Asmongold, and he should be the only motherfucker getting praise, if you know what I mean,
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on. Thanks for letting me your platform.
No problem, man. Thanks for actually coming on, obviously. The last time you didn't want to come on to V's live stream, so I didn't think you actually wanted to hear, so I
yeah,
didn't
no, I
even,
mean, like, this was, V already, like, gave context for, like, why that was the case, right? I was just like, dude, this guy's, like, being a fucking dick, man. And, like, he admitted it, right?
Yeah, obviously.
So I was just like, dude, like, why would I talk to this guy on stream when he
Why
already
would I
has such
talk
a
to this
negative impression of me?
jackass? Why would I talk to him?
I was like, isn't this literally like a trap? Like, why would I come on here?
Yeah.
All right, peace out.
Yeah, take care of yourself, man. It was fun talking to you, and great to get
Yeah.
your thoughts on the whole situation.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for his time. And yeah, best of luck on you guys, man. Right? And then I write a
Guys.
response, right? Because I'm like, well, everybody is
Guys.
mentioning Alejandro Saab. I'm seeing his name in.
Shut up!
What?
I was gonna say, I gotta go eat for now, so y'all are carrying the conversation anyways, V, so I'm just gonna leave the stream on and y'all talk, okay?
Okay, sure, good.
Yeah, so I gotta eat, sorry.
You didn't have to say shut up and shit like that. You could have just
Yeah, like,
noticed.
no, y'all are gonna question me, where did Artoneki go? Why isn't he playing the game and shit? Like, yeah, I was playing Wubo in the background, at least.
Yeah, just let chat know and that's it. I mean, I'm not even
Yeah.
looking at chat.
Yeah, anyways, I just made y'all bigger and I'll just
Man,
make...
get your mint sniffing slime ass out of here, man.
Have fun,
Sounds
guys.
Sorry, you were saying, man?
I don't remember.
You can watch the VOD.
Why'd you just yell like, shut up?
I know, like he was.
I literally said like, yo, I was like saying, yo guys, like literally twice. I said it twice and y'all didn't hear me? Okay, then I'm gonna scream. You fucking deserved it. Anyways, see ya.
Oh my god.
Only quality content here, folks. Subscribe, please.